Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 22 of the June Daily Draws. So as we close out the weekend and approach a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here you go. And we have the King of Cups. We've had the Queen a couple of times. This is about keeping calm and level-headed during emotional times. It's about having a firm footing. It's about knowing that you're in control of yourself primarily. You know, these ships and that may be being tossed about by the waves, but he's not. He's probably aware of it, but he's not worried. He's out of that. So he can remove himself enough from what's going on around him to have that he doesn't lose his sense of security, because quite often it's that sense of security that that when we have emotional turmoil or when things are up in the air, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, circumstances, are getting a bit, tossing and turning. The sea's no longer calm, as it were. The waves are getting bigger. The important thing is not to panic. The important thing is to not lose that. It's easy to feel that makes you feel insecure, and that's when the anxiety comes in. That's when the panic comes in. Whereas the King of Cups is very much aware of his emotions, but he's not going to be overwhelmed by them. And that's the key thing here. We're not going to be overwhelmed. We're not denying their existence. We're not trying to fool ourselves into thinking that we're not feeling the way that we're feeling. We're just not going to let them rise to the level where we think we're being submerged by them, that we're drowning in them. We're going to keep ourselves above the water, or even totally out the water where he's sitting there. I mean, the waves might come in and splash around his feet, but he knows he's not going to be overwhelmed. He's going to be okay. And it's that confidence that this card says that we need to have, that whatever we're feeling, our feelings can change, and it may not even be in response to a particular situation. Sometimes it can be triggered by certain things, but sometimes just our emotions. Maybe we've not got enough sleep, and that affects our emotions, and our emotions are all up in the air because we're all getting tossed about a bit because we're physically tired, and that means that affects us emotionally and mentally. But we need to recognize that, and that's why the Queen, about taking care of ourselves, is so important, to take care of it so that we can maintain this sense of security, and we're not going to allow these feelings to overwhelm us. Like with the Queen, both of them have that awareness of the emotional condition that they're in, but have a positive response to make to that. And I think that's what the King of Cups tells us, is that you can remind yourself you have the authority over your own feelings. All right, you may not be able to necessarily totally control the situations around you. Maybe there's some elements that the things done by other people beyond, you can't control everything, but you could control how you react to it. You can control over your own self. And that's where your power and authority comes from, that ability. And so with that sense of, if you're firmly rooted and grounded, on that solid footing, then you feel more secure. That security is there. It like anchors you. And you're not going to get washed away by whatever waves may come your way. You're secure. And that gives you a more sense of peace about it. That stops you from getting overwhelmed, panicking, being over anxious. And that's what this card is saying, that this is how we need to be. This is advising us how we can navigate these times that we have to maintain our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health, and even our physical health. This is the approach that we should take. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Rotten Decay. I haven't had this before. Rotten Decay. We have the skull here. And it looks like a unicorn skull, doesn't it? Because it's got the horn. Interesting. This is an interesting card. It festers when left in the shadows. Bring it to life by giving it away. Yes. I was wondering how I was going to relate that to this message, to this card with the message. But I think that's clear. If it festers when left in the shadows, let's be confident to, we're not doing that. Like I said, we to have that sense of security, regardless of our emotional state or whatever our state may be. Okay. We shouldn't be afraid. It takes that fear away. And we should be willing to confront our emotions. It festers when left in the shadows. If we try to repress it, put our emotions into the shadows, it doesn't change the fact that those feelings are there. And if left in the shadows there, it can fester and begin to rot and fester away. And it will begin to infect us, even subconsciously. So bring it out into the light. Bring it out. Bring it to light by, bring new life to yourself by giving it away. Bring it into the light, dealing with it and releasing it. And having that sense of emotional and spiritual security can give you the confidence to do that. So that's what this message is about. Don't be afraid of dealing with any emotional issue. Get that firm footing that gives you that sense of security, and then bring it out and give it away. Don't hide it away in the shadows, because that's where it will fester, and it will eventually influence you even from the shadows. So it's a bit about shadow work here. So, let it come into the light and let it be dealt with. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 23. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.